Right, welcome to the latest blog, video diary, I don't know what to call them now, for the 12th of September 2013. Not done an awful lot this week, but what I've been doing is pretty cool. I've been looking at the contact information I'm getting back off Box2D and categorising it, and then being able to look at various values and debug things. And basically, you know, when you're working with a physics engine, you've got to make sure that the numbers you're getting back from it are the numbers you want, and they're accurate, and they're not doing wacky stuff. Because once you start feeding those numbers into gameplay code and graphics and special effects, if they're wrong, they can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So the way I've got it, basically, if you look down here for this shape, this one here, every physics object has a material, which these are just an enum in my code. And when things are instantiated, they inherit their material properties. Vehicles also have, well, all the different vehicle components have physics properties as well. And what I do in the code, I set a subscriber object, which basically says I'm the object which wants to listen to all the contacts, which is collisions, between metal and wood. You know, and then that object has responsibility of dealing with the particles, playing sound effects, just doing everything to do with those two materials bouncing off each other or sliding against each other. So I've got that's where I can find the subscribers are there. So what the subscribers need is they need very detailed information about what state the various contacts are in, where they are in world space, where they are in local object space, what the various velocities and forces and impulses are, and then those numbers can be fed into the whatever it is to create some gameplay or play particles or just drive other game systems. So I've been I'll just play it actually so you can see. So I've been drilling into contact properties a lot with the objects and debugging them on the in the editor view, which is rather nice actually, debugging the editor view. So I'll just play the level bush. I'll just pull that back a bit. Alright, so what we've got here is let me just turn the... There we are. This is a simple wireframe of what's going on down here in the game view. And as the car drives along, you can see the wheel models there. As the camera passes right in front. How do I hide the camera? Gizmos. Let me just turn some of these Bezier things off. Bezier waypoint. Right. There we are. It's gone there. So, there's the vehicle driving up and down, and the camera's... How do I turn the camera off? Bear with me a second there. I just need to... Camera. Right. Get rid of some stuff. Oh, don't go down there. Come on. Let's bring the car back. Right, here we are. There's nothing hindering the view now. Oh yes, it still is. Hang on. How do I get rid of that bloody camera? Projector? No. The camera's off. Oh, whatever. I'll live with it. Let's just move that down a bit. So, what I've got here, inside the Box2D manager object, I've got these various debug toggles. You can click those on and off, and you can see what's happening inside the collision system. So, that one there, well, draw contact positions. So the contact positions are being drawn now. You know where all the little contacts are as the tyres move along, and you can see where the little contact stuff's happening. You've got the normals, so you know what direction the collisions are coming from. Velocity, yeah. You can see what the velocity of the contact is in world space as they've rattle along. Well, those are fair enough, you know, but for me, doing a car game, what I'm interested in is when things whack together and when they slide against each other. So that's the forces and the frictions and when things are, you know, when you're getting wheel spin and when you apply the brakes and the tyres lock up. That's the information I want to get. So I'll leave the position one on. Some easy ones you can get from Box 2D are the impulses, and these are really cool. These basically show you the forces being applied both along the normal and along the tangent to the collision point. So there we are. So the yellow ones there in this scene view, they're the normal forces. So they're basically the amount of weight, or the amount of force each tyre is exerting due to suspension and, you know, whatever other factors, acceleration, deceleration. So that's quite cool. So you can see as you put the brakes on going down a bank, the front wheel loads up, the rear wheel lifts up. The little green line there, which just right next to the yellow one, those are the tangential forces, which are, in this case of a wheel on the floor, they're the forces due to braking and engine acceleration and stuff. So, you know, you can see when you move forward, the rear two axles push forwards. When you apply the brakes down the bank, the front axle applies a force backwards, as does that one. So that's really cool, getting the forces for each wheel. So you can categorise some stuff for that with that. Oh, the guy's flying. What I've had to fiddle around with a bit and do a little bit of jumping through hoops is working out when the wheels are spinning or locked up against this. And basically what you do with that, you basically get the velocity of the local point on the object. So in this case, say the wheel, you work out where that contact patch is on the wheel. You work out how fast the wheel is spinning. Then you work out how fast that point is moving through world space. And then you basically get a vector out of there, which can give you some quite nice information about what's happening. Let me zoom in a bit. So let me turn off them ones. So these ones are drawn in white, but as you can see, as those rear wheels spin as you reverse up the bank, you're getting the amount of spin they're generating shown. As things roll down, there's no real, but as you apply a bit of brake, whoa, you see the wheels lock up. See, when on this particular brake setting, when you apply the brake going down bank here, the front wheel doesn't lock up, but the rear wheels do, because they're not quite as loaded as the front. And when you reverse up, the front wheel doesn't actually drive at all, but the rear two do. So you're basically getting there, those little white vectors flying around here. Those are the tyre contact point forces in tyre space. So I can work out pretty easy now how fast the wheels are spinning across whatever they're touching. And I know that if I've applied the brake or whatever, I can easily compare a couple of velocities, find out if the wheels have locked up or if they're spinning due to drive, you know, other reasons. So that's really nice. That's a really nice number to hang off to generate stuff like plumes of steam, of smoke off the tyres, and wheel spin effects, screechy noises, whatever. So I'm quite pleased with that. Those forces themselves, I can. Let me just restart it so this guy's not getting in the way. I can do little dot products against the normal and the tangent, so I can find out when, you see, when that wheel bops into that little divot there, you can see the little white forces flash for one frame. So that's the impact. That's the impact of the tyre on that other bit of geometry. So I can categorise this white line basically. I can boil it down to forces at a tangent and forces at the normal and forces at the tangent. And then we have basically impacts and wheel spins. So that's pretty cool. I've just got a next thing on the list is to wire that up to a little particle system I've got, and then I'm going to have tyres that smoke, and I can do little clatters and bang sound effects or whatever when tyres smash into stuff. So that's quite good. So yeah, the combination of all this kind of stuff, you can get an awful lot coming back out the physics engine to drive whatever dynamic game systems you need off it. So that's this week's work, really. Not this week. I've not been doing that much work, but yeah. So I'll carry on, get some particle effects in there. Once I'm happy with that, just a simple mock-ups, make sure things are working right. I'm going to. I've got some test graphics of Chris that I want to drop in, but I also want to start building in checkpoints, and so if you get stuck, you can restart at last checkpoints and timing gates and just that basically navigating through the level in a kind of gameplay manner. I'll start getting those in there. Whee! And just keep on building test levels and see what we can do with it, really. And that's it. I'll see you next time.